So, no Miss Universe 2026, maybe no 2027. Next one, I predict 2028. Yeah, sucks. I'll explain why. Oh, by the way, hello everyone, and welcome to Crown Sisters. I said that this story was going to roll and roll and roll. Miss Universe is rolling and rolling and rolling. And I'm hearing lots of rumours, and I just want to clear up some of the rumours so we understand why some of these rumours can't be believed. And I'm not trying to dash your hopes, but please let me explain what's happening with Miss Universe or what's actually not happening. There's a lot of online talk about Miss Universe. I saw last night people saying there's a buyer already lined up for Miss Universe. There's rumours going around that there's a Thai company called TCG, an American company, and a Filipino guy, Shavit Singh Song, all looking at buying Miss Universe. Now, if you're expecting a sale today, tomorrow, maybe next week, this year, in the next 6 months, it's not going to happen. If anybody is talking about getting involved in buying Miss Universe, they're purely just showing interest. That is it. Don't get excited. There is no buyer lined up at the moment. I'm going to explain why there is no buyer and why it's almost legally impossible, but certainly while it's practically impossible at the moment. Okay, point by point. Number one, Rocker. He has a criminal case, very serious criminal case, as I've already said. So if Rocker wanted to sell, he can't. Rocker is in a criminal case, and before anyone can buy Miss Universe, his case has to be stabilized and probably finished and resolved in some form or the other, or one way or the other. It is not possible for him to sell his shares now because he's under criminal investigation. So Mexico must first confirm that he's allowed to sell the assets. Prosecutors, again, must also confirm that he's free to sell any assets. And that cannot happen until his case gets stabilization. Rocker must be able to sell his shares legally for anything to happen. If his shares are frozen in any way at all, the sale is off. That's it until that's resolved. Okay, step two. Anne, JKN's 50% stake in Miss Universe is tied up in the Thai bankruptcy court and is currently managed by Grant Thornton. Okay, and as it's tied up with Grant Thornton and the Thai bankruptcy court, that means Anne cannot negotiate herself. The court must approve any sale and creditors must vote on that sale and the value that is being put on the company by Grant Thornton. So add Grant Thornton and the courts together, again, very, very slow process. So JK cannot sell her half on her own. Third step, Grant Thornton must formally present Miss Universe for sale. What does that mean? Well, it means they have to value the asset properly. They have to get voting rights from the creditors. So the creditors have to approve it. And they then have to invite people to bid. It's not just a simple secret thing. They have to publicly say, Miss Universe is for sale and who wants to bid for it. Then they have to audit the buyers. They have to check the buyer out to make sure the buyers are legitimate. And because they have to maximize the value for the creditors. So this is a court supervised and transparent process. It cannot be fast, it cannot be secret, it cannot happen through rumors or private messages. It can only happen through the courts. Step 4. Any buyer who's interested in buying Miss Universe must go through a due diligence that's managed by an international firm. That means there must be financial transparency checks done in Thailand. There must be anti-money laundering checks done in Thailand and Mexico. And there must be approval by any bankruptcy court and any clearance in Mexico. Anyone interested in buying Miss Universe will have to deal with 2 different countries, have themselves checked over thoroughly because of the way Miss Universe is structured and of the legal cases that are going on. Also, step 5, both buyers must sign. If one cannot legally sign, then nothing can happen. On Anne's side, it's going to be done by GKN. On Rocker's side, it's going to be done by his attorneys. If either cannot sign legally, any deal comes to an end, full stop. And step 6, here's the bottom line. Miss Universe cannot be sold right now. Not today, not next week, and not in any secret deal. A full buyout is impossible in the short term, full stop. Unless both cases are completely resolved or stabilized, and there's clearance from both the courts in Mexico and Thailand, then I really don't see anything happening. And timescale, realistically, we're looking at 12, 24 months before a legitimate sale can go through. Actually, before it can begin, if I'm honest, not go through or complete, we're looking at 12 to 24 months before it can even really legitimately begin. So what does that mean? No Miss Universe 2026, I predict. Maybe no Miss Universe 2027. I think we might be looking at Miss Universe 2028 as the next pageant. Yeah, it sucks. That's my prediction. I really hope I'm wrong. I'm really hoping I'm wrong. But knowing what legal systems have to take place before any sale can take place, it's not going to happen overnight, guys. But a sale will happen, and when it does happen, it's not going to come through rumours. It's going to come through the courts. It's going to come through the regulators. It's going to come through official filings. It's going to be a slow, drawn-out process. Until then, Miss Universe is effectively on pause, and we just need to find and spread our love to all the other pageants which are out there whilst we're waiting for Miss Universe to come back, and hopefully it will come back in a shape that we recognise, and it's got the love, it's got the support. We love it, you guys love it, and even with the drama, we still love Miss Universe. It will come back. Till then, spread the love to the other pageants, and we will see you in Vietnam. We're off to Cosmo. If you're in Vietnam, please come and say hello. And until then, see you. Take care. Okay, so to understand the crisis that Miss Universe is in, we really need to understand the ownership of Miss Universe. So who owns Miss Universe? Well, at the moment, there's two owners. And the first owner is Kun An. She is, or was, the CEO of a Thai company called JKN Global. And she initially acquired Miss Universe from the IMG organization back in 2022 for reportedly $20 million and became the sole owner of Miss Universe. However, soon after JKN acquired Miss Universe, JKN got into some serious financial trouble. So much so, we're looking at 3 billion Thai bahts worth of trouble. That's equivalent to about $93 million. So, because she was in so much financial trouble, she needed to raise cash in the hurry up. So what did she do? She sold part of Miss Universe. And that in steps owner number 2, Raul Roca. So, who is Raul Roca? Well, Raul Roca is a Mexican businessman. He is the CEO of a company called Legacy Holdings, who predominantly are a real estate conglomerate. So he acquired 50% of Miss Universe from Anne for reportedly $16 million back in January last year, January 2024. That then gave rise to 2 owners with 50-50 ownership. That means without both owners agreeing something, if one is missing, can't be found, or one has their assets frozen because they're under criminal investigation, for argument's sake, it means nothing can happen with Miss Universe, and it potentially can go into a operational freeze, a paralysis effectively. So I just mentioned if one has their assets frozen. Why? As of today, Mexican authorities have now formally filed criminal charges against Raul Roca. Why? Well, what the Financial Times are reporting is that this is probably one of Mexico's largest fuel smuggling scandals. And according to multiple reputable sources and outlets, prosecutors say that Roca is linked with criminal networks and is involved in things like fuel smuggling, trafficking of firearms and drug distribution, and also for illegal sales of hydrocarbons. So, and also during some of those investigations, it's reported that investigators found links that directly link Roca to millions of pesos worth of funds towards protecting the operation, and also political connections for protecting his operations. These are not small allegations. These are serious allegations. There's even allegations of links to drug syndicates like CJNG and La Union. So these are big organizations. As of today, there has been an arrest warrant issued for his arrest. Roca obviously strongly denies all these accusations, but there is now an arrest warrant out for his arrest. Now, what about Anne? Well, Anne also faces criminal charges. In fact, there is now an arrest warrant out for Anne as well, but on a completely different thing. Anne was due in court on the 26th of November to face a verdict hearing regarding a fraud case regarding the sale of bonds of JKN. What it means is some investors people who invested in JKN are accusing her of misrepresenting the financial condition of the company, meaning she did not tell them the true state of the company that had such financial debt. And they're saying they would not have bought the stock if they had known the company was in such dire strait. So hence there is a fraud case, but she did not turn up, and the arrest warrant was issued. And as a result, her bail has been revoked, and she is considered a flight risk. And they have issued a new court hearing for December the 26th, which is Boxing Day. And all that remains to be seen is whether Anne will physically turn up. So, where is Anne at the moment? Well, there are rumours online that she has already fled Thailand and is now in Mexico. Why would she head for Mexico? Well, Mexico does not have a repatriation agreement with Thailand, meaning if Thailand demand that Anne comes back to Thailand to face legal charges and justice, Mexico do not have to send her. They could just say she can stay. So Anne can live out the rest of her life in Mexico if she has the funds and not have to face justice. But again, that's rumour and speculation. We don't know where she is. Anne facing criminal charges, and you've got Roca facing criminal charges. Let's just deal with Anne's side of the business, JKN. Okay, on the 13th of November this year, because of a bankruptcy court got it, JKN facing bankruptcy, the courts in Thailand appointed a caretaker. And that caretaker is a company called Grant Thornton. They're there to look after the business, to protect the creditor's assets. That's their primary role. That's what they're legally and responsible for, to look after the creditor's interests, so people that JKN owe money to. Now, within that group, Miss Universe is the jewel in the crown. There's also Miss USA and Miss Teen USA owned by JKN. But Miss Universe is the jewel in the crown. And Grant Thornton, who are the caretakers, need to look after Miss Universe so that they can, if need be, if they have to sell Miss Universe, recoup as much money for the creditors, people who JKN owe money to. At the moment, Grant Thornton, they are reviewing contracts. They are overseeing MU-related decisions. They are looking at how to protect creditors. They're looking at everything to do with the business, and they're looking at it with a fine-tooth comb. And the Thai courts are involved, so they have to report everything to the Thai courts. So if Miss Universe has to be sold, they have to do it through the courts. So if you're looking for a quick buyer for Miss Universe, Anne's side of the business is going to take a long time. It's not an overnight fix. Okay, now let's look at Roca, second owner. This is where the real danger is. Anne's side is supervised by a caretaker, Grant Thornton. They're looking after that side of the business. There's someone to talk to in her absence. Now, when it comes to Roca, there's no such supervisor. There's no one there to look after the business. Roca is now under serious criminal investigation, as the arrest has been put out, a request warrant has been sent out for his arrest. So what does it mean not having a caretaker? Well, in many cases, like of this, where it's a criminal investigation, especially dealing with organized crime, authorities to freeze assets, to say nothing's going to happen. We need to look at what's going on. We need to understand where Rocker has got his money, where he spent it, who he's involved with, all of those connections. And that means Miss Universe is naturally going to be caught up in that. So there's no one there at the moment, but probably there will be a court appointed to look after all of those concerned when there's no asset freeze yet, but I am really suspecting that is going to come, because it's very normal in cases where there's criminal investigation regarding organized crime for there to be an asset freeze. So if assets are frozen, what does it really mean regarding Miss Universe? Well, it means no contracts can be signed, no releasing of funds, no agreement on hosting, almost impossible to negotiate deals with sponsors, difficult to pay suppliers. So people are going to starting to owe money. They're going to be reluctant to work with Universe because assets are frozen. So automatically people are going to become frightened to work with Miss Universe for reasons like that. Whilst recording this, the Miss Universe Puerto Rico hosts for the 2026 pageant have put an ultimatum to the Miss Universe organization. What are they demanding? Well, according to pageant outlets and local commentators in Puerto Rico, the tourism authorities, who are investing more than $11 million, want some transparency. They want to know, they want transparency, they want to have some clean documentation, they want audited agreements verified by an international firm, and they want proof that MUO is stable and legally functioning. And they are effectively saying, we are not sending any money to the Miss Universe chaos. Why should you guys be worried? Why should we all be worried? Well, this is the first concrete public sign that major partners are losing confidence in Miss Universe. Think about it. You've got two owners under criminal investigation for two different reasons. You've got two arrest warrants. You've got one owner who has been charged and is on the run, and you have supposedly, and you have a second owner who has also just been charged for organized crime, and that could face asset freezing, which will completely damage Miss Universe. And now the host country, 2026, Puerto Rico, are demanding transparency under the threat of cancellation. This is not a small issue. This is really, really critical, and it's a structural crisis that is not going to be solved overnight. So again, this is a real risk to the 2026 pageant. So what happens if these investigations expand? Say, for argument's sake, the Mexican and Thai authorities uncover more information, or if new details emerge from the JKN bankruptcy, then this is where the dominoes start falling, because sponsors will start pulling out, broadcasters may start to hesitate, franchise directors may start to delay their payments, host countries may want their money back, host countries may back out, as we're seeing, and legal complications will increase. And this causes reputable damage that is just going to snowball. And Miss Universe depends upon stability. Right now, it's got no stability.